In a late vote tonight, J.D. Vance had to cast his first tie-breaking vote. And what was his tie-breaking vote on? Well, the confirmation of Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is a accused womanizer, sexual assaulter, drunk. He's got multiple DUI convictions, and overall, not a great person. He was a major in the National Guard, and a Fox News personality who would occasionally say nice things about Donald Trump. So Donald Trump appointed him to be Secretary of Defense. Now, I had said there was some question as to whether or not he got through. I didn't think he'd make it. And the vote, prior to J.D. Vance having to cast the tie-breaking vote, was tied 50-50 with Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Mitch McConnell all voting no as Republicans. Now, I really thought a McConnell no vote would lean some other Republicans to side with the no's, because it used to be as McConnell went, there was a number of senators that went with him on the Republican side of the aisle. So Pete Hegseth will become the Secretary of Defense after J.D. Vance cast that tie-breaking vote. Now the question is going to become how long until he gets fired. Donald Trump, in his first term, said he only hires the best people. However, he went through people repeatedly. He'd bring somebody on, they'd get into a disagreement, he'd fire him, he'd bring on somebody else. So I don't think Pete Hegseth makes it through the entire Donald Trump term, and I don't think Donald Trump's term is going to be the entire 4 years. I think there's going to come a point when Republicans either get tired of his antics, when his obvious dementia signs get worse enough that J.D. Vance has to invoke the 25th, or he just does not make it. He is 78 years old. So I think that is a very real possibility. However, I don't think Hegseth makes it however long of a term Donald Trump will have. I just don't think he survives as Secretary of Defense that long. I think he gets fired and replaced. Now, this vote was interesting, though, because the Republicans were so confident he was going to get through. J.D. Vance wasn't in the Senate to cast a tie-breaking vote. They had to wait for him to arrive in the Capitol at the Senate to cast the vote. They were convinced they didn't need J.D. Vance because they had a 53-seat majority in the Senate. So for everybody saying that Donald Trump is going to get his way with everything because Republicans are just going to rubber stamp it, well, today he was one vote away from not getting his way. And that's going to be a sign of things to come. Donald Trump isn't going to just have a cakewalk when it comes to getting anything he wants.